Yo, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephanie Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you my NBA picks for Thursday, January 4th. So we got a small two-game slate. Before I jump into slate, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I crushed tonight. I gave out four lineups for my customers. Our regular two cash lineups that we play every day. Then I gave out two bonus GPPs, one for each site. All four lines cash tonight. Tonight was a very profitable night for the money team. Remember, if you want to play the actual lineups that I'm playing every single day, you can visit my website at www.rotobeast.net. We've been really getting it. So join the team now. Stop missing out. So we'll jump into these two games. First we'll talk about OKC at Los Angeles. The Thunder's going in to face the Clippers with Blake Griffin back for the Clippers now. This game has a 213 implied total, and OKC's only favored by one. I'm guessing this is the second night of a back-to-back, even though they didn't really play the fourth quarter. So I don't think they're going to be too tired tomorrow. I think this is going to be a really good game. I like this game. And then you got the other game that's going to be the game everybody's really going to focus on. It's going to be Golden State at Houston. I think both of these games are very, very viable, and it's all about where you're going to kind of fit the pieces in. I mean, there's a lot of good pieces on both of these games. I actually really like both games. I wish that there was one more game on this slate. Just to kind of get yourself a little bit of a differentiation. With only two games slate, it's hard to kind of differentiate yourself from the field. So let's just jump into the picks. We'll get it done real quick. I'm only going to go four plays at each position just because there's not a lot to choose from. I'm not going to talk about guys that I'm uncomfortable putting in my lineup. First, we'll talk about Westbrook. The price tag's up, for him to hit value. You're looking at about 63. I mean, he could definitely get there. He's been playing very well tonight. Like I said, he only played 27 minutes, and he still, almost had a triple-double. Got you 46 fantasy points. If he's going to play, his full allotments and minutes tomorrow against the Clippers, I mean, he's going to be a really good play once again. He's going to be one of the top plays on the slate. We got Chris Paul. He's going to be facing the Warriors. At home, he's without James Harden. He played tonight as well, but he only played 30 minutes as well. He played low minutes tonight. I don't think he's really going to have too much of an excuse of being tired on a back-to-back. This is going to be a really, really good game between both teams. Both teams are, on a back-to-back in this game. The line isn't out yet, so I'm guessing they're waiting to see if people sit, if anybody's sitting, or any injury news that we're waiting on. But yeah, Chris Paul, he's going to be a really good play without Harden. His usage rate is through the roof, something that you really got to look at. The ball is in his hands a lot. So he's one of the top plays on the slate as well. Then you got Curry, 600 less than Chris Paul. Curry. He's been back two games now. In each game, he's got you 47 and 50. And the impressive part on this one was his first game back. He actually went off for 38 real life points, 47 fantasy points. He scored 30 points in back-to-back games since coming back. In a very, very up-tempo game against Houston tomorrow. He's in a great spot. One thing I will note, though, is I don't really like taking point guards against Chris Paul because he's a solid defender. But Curry, I mean, he's a different breed. I mean, in my opinion, he's the top two point guard in the league right now with Russell Westbrook. So I really like Curry in this spot. Last guy I'm going to talk about is going to be on the lower end, 5.9. I mean, this guy's nobody special. The only reason I'm mentioning him is because there's nobody else underneath that I would really even consider. I mean, his minutes for the most part, he's getting about 30 minutes a game. For him to hit value, you need 30. I mean, that is asking a little bit from him, since he hasn't really got there at all in the past 6 games, or 5 games, I'm sorry. But, I mean, somebody that at least gets you some minutes, so that's what you gotta like. I mean, there's nobody else. I mean, the only other person you really could consider is like Austin Rivers if he comes back, but you gotta wait on that news tomorrow. Harden's out, as we know, at shooting guard, so we got Lou Williams. The guy's on a roll right now. In the back-to-back games, he scored 33 and 40 actual points, 56 and 40 fantasy points, 7.5 price tag you need. About 37 from him. I definitely think he can get there if the game stays close, which I think it is. He's going to play a lot of minutes. Doc Rivers has shown that he likes playing this guy a lot, and he's instant offense off of the bench. So I like Lou Williams. Then you got Eric Gordon. He's starting for Harden. He's going to play massive minutes. Today, he only played 30 minutes, so, he's not going to really be too affected on the back-to-back. He got you 34 fantasy points. If the game would have stayed close and he would have played, 37, 38 minutes, he would have had a monster day. For him to hit value, you need about 34. I really like him in this spot in an up-tempo game against Golden State. They're going to be needing somebody to score, and he's going to get a lot of shots. Then you got Clay. Clay's Clay. He can go off any night. Tonight, he went off for 45 fantasy points. But before that, the past 3 games, you got your 25, 28, 17. It was nothing crazy. I'm not really too excited now that Curry's back, Durant's back. Everybody's back in the mix. It usually ends up being Clay that kind of gets the little bit odds out, when it comes to production. But, like I said, he can go off any night. I really like him. I think he's a solid GPP play. Last guy I'm going to even mention, shooting guard is going to be CJ Williams. The guy's cheap. There's nobody else. He gets minutes. Minutes is something we look for. At 3.7 price tag, all you need is about 18. And, he's got you 18 in 3 of the past 5 games. So he's a solid player on the cheaper end. Small forward, we got Kevin Durant. Tonight, all the Warriors went off tonight. They had good games, but you see the game before, when Curry came back, he kind of took a little bit of a back seat. And a couple games before that, so for his 10.5 price tag, we still need about 53 from him. He's averaging 48 on the season, so he could definitely get there. He's going to get Trevor Ariza defense, which is nothing, crazy. Let me see. I thought they played earlier in the year. I'm going to have to take a look at that, see how he did, against Trevor Ariza in the past. But either way, Kevin Durant, he's a solid play for sure. Paul George, 8.4. One thing I will note is usually small forwards absolutely kill the Clippers, okay? So I really like Paul George in this spot. I think that he's one of the top players on the slate, point per dollar wise. For him to hit value, you need about 42. He's averaging 38 on the season. Going against Blake Griffin in LA. The guy. He likes LA. They were talking about that in the past. So I think he can have a really good game. I like Paul George at 8.4. Then we got Trevor Ariza. The guy, he's going to play 38 minutes if the game is close. You need 30 for him to hit value. One thing I will notice, I'm kind of just a little bit, is I feel there's a lot of people that are a little bit priced up on this slate compared to what they could be. But on a 2-game slate, it's just something you have to work with. Hopefully we get some value tomorrow. But, Trevor Ariza, he's going to play a lot of minutes, 6,000. You need 30 for him to hit value. He's averaging 25 on the season. He hasn't really got 30 too much lately, but on the small slate, we can't be too picky. He did just have a 41-point game against LA, and actually, the last 2 times he's played LA, he's got 40-plus fantasy points. But he does have upside. He's going to get extra shots without Harden. So I like Ariza. And 2 other guys on the same team. PJ Tucker, this guy's so frustrating, but he's getting minutes. He's cheap. We have to try to find some options because we're going to have to pay up. There's a lot of expensive players. The minutes are there. That's something that you got to like. But, he's just been playing kind of terrible, to be honest. And for him to hit value, you need about 22. He can get there. Don't get me wrong. I definitely think he can get there, but it's kind of scary. Another guy, Joe Green. He had a massive game tonight. He's showing us glimpses in the past. If he gets minutes, he's gonna put up some points. For him to hit value, you need 20, which is very fair. He's averaging 21, in his 4 games since being with the Rockets. So you know what? I like the guy for cheap. I think he can be a solid play, especially in an up-tempo game against the Warriors. Power forward, Blake. He's back. The price is very fair, 8.7. He's getting a lot of usage. The minutes are back up to, mid 30 minutes. He's averaging 41 fantasy points on the season. For him to hit value, we need about 43. I like him in this spot in an up-tempo game against OKC. He's going to be battling with Carmelo Anthony, and I think Griffin can definitely dominate that matchup. We got Draymond. Price is down a little bit, actually. I mean, for him to hit value, we need 39. He's averaging 36 on the season. He played 37 minutes tonight, scored 40 fantasy points. He's a guy that, we know his motor goes and goes and goes. Really up-tempo game against Houston. I really like Green in this spot. I think he's a very fair price tag. Carmelo, 61. I mean, he only played 26 minutes tonight. Went out for 31 fantasy points. For his price tag, we need 30. He's averaging 30 fantasy points on the season. I think he's going to get you close to value tomorrow. I think you can actually probably pay down for him in cash game to feel safe with it. Carmelo tomorrow against the Clippers. I do like him. I don't know. I've never seen him go against Blake, so I don't know kind of how that's going to go. But, I mean, he's going to play his minutes. I still like him on a small slate. Last guy I'm going to talk about, Ryan Anderson, 4.3. Tonight, I played him. He got me 28 fantasy points. I was very happy. He got me 6 times value. It was cool. I'm sorry, he got me 7 times value. So I was very happy. He only played 29 minutes, so I feel like he's not gonna be too tired against Golden State. One thing I will note though is he's probably gonna be guarded by Draymond, which is a very tough matchup for him. But we gotta try to fit the puzzle together and find some guys on the cheaper end. That's gonna play a lot of minutes, and that's kind of him. We'll go to center, Capella. Up-tempo game against the Warriors. He's going to have a lot of opportunities for block shots and rebounds in this game. I think Capella's a really good play on this small slate. So he's averaging 35 fantasy points on the season. For him to hit value, we need 37 tomorrow. Last game he only played 23 minutes. I'm kind of unsure of why that was. I'm sorry, that was today, and it was a blowout. That's the reason. I'm sorry. But against the Lakers, his first time back after missing 2 games, he played 32 minutes, got a 7-7, 2 and 3 for 25 fantasy points. I like him up-tempo game. He's gonna actually be going against Pachulia. When Pachulia comes out, then Draymond will probably guard him a little bit. He's a little bit too big for Draymond. He's in a great spot. We got Jordan. He's going to be battling Adams. He's going to have to be on the floor. We know he's going to get his minutes. The thing I don't like about this dude is, he can't score unless people are throwing him lobs. At his price tag, we need about 36. He's averaging 34 on the season. I think he's more of a GPP player, to be honest. I don't really think he's too much of a cash games play. But, on a small slate, you can consider him. Steven Adams on the other side of the ball. This guy, 30 fantasy points is what he's averaging. For him to hit value, you need about 32. He'd only played 26 minutes today, so I think he's still going to be a little bit refreshed from tomorrow. I like Adams in this spot. I think I like him a little bit more than DeAndre Jordan just because he can score the ball, and Westbrook gets him a lot of pick and rolls. So Adams is a solid play. Last guy I'm going to talk about, and it hurts me to talk about him, but you got Pachulia. 4,000. You need 20 for him to hit value. This is a strictly GPP player, right? I don't even know why I'm mentioning him, but 2-game slate. He's a starter. Sometimes he gets solid minutes, sometimes he doesn't. But like I said, strictly GPP. If you want to pay down at this position, he's really the only guy that you could look at. So it's a tough slate. All right, let's just go through it real quick. I'm just gonna pick out some people for you guys. I like Westbrook a lot in this spot. I'm going to go to shooting guard. I really like Gordon. Small forward. Probably going to have to go with Trevor Ariza. He's going to play a lot of minutes. Fair price. Then I'm going to have to go with... I don't know. I like Carmelo. I like Carmelo in this spot. And then we'll go to center. I like Steven Adams. So that's something that I like. I like something like this. You could even go like something like this is nice. I like Westbrook. I really like Westbrook. So there's some things that I would change. I think you go like something like Ryan Anderson right there. And you could go Paul George. You could do something like that. I mean, something like this is nice. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can go. You just have to kind of figure out who you like and who your lock is on this slate. So, yeah, I mean, this should just kind of get you a general idea of something that I'm looking at. If you want to talk a little bit more about it, hit me up in a comment below. And hey, let's take advantage tomorrow and get this money on this 2-game slate. Have a good one.